Hey, welcome back. Glad you can make it, and glad you're inside with me where it's nice and warm because, well, it's not horribly cold out today, but man, the wind again. Man, the wind here. Oh, wow. Hey, I got some hot chocolate, I got some tea, I got some coffee. I got all kinds of good stuff for you if you want. But today I want to talk about answering questions. Well, that sounds a little confusing, but let me explain. When people ask questions, it's how do I address a certain problem? It's how do I fix something? And often the answers are not that simple. I mean, a lot of guys will offer you simple answers, but really they're just playing with you because it's what you want to hear. Nobody wants to hear the truth. And the truth is, well, I've got to go back to a horseman of years gone by that's no longer with us. I think he passed away about 20 years ago, but you know, even up into his later years, he was still doing clinics and promoting his style of horsemanship. And at his clinics, people would frequently ask him, well, how do I deal with this problem? How do I deal with that situation or whatever? And his answer, quite annoying to most, was quite often, it depends. Well, some of you might know who I'm talking about as soon as you hear that one. But it depends was probably the most accurate and honest answer that you're ever going to get. Because there's just so many variables, you just cannot give a very simple answer to things. Well, there's, you know, you, your horse, the problem itself, the situation that you're in when it occurs, the facilities you have to work with. There's just a ton of variables that, well, all added up, it's not a simple answer, ever, never. And, well, like I said, the most accurate and honest answer you can get is, it depends. It depends on you, depends on the horse, depends on the situation, depends on the problem, on and on. I could add a few to that list, too. And, well, if you combine each of those and all the variables that each one entails, your answer that you're actually looking for could be one of several hundred. Well, they might be similar, but they're not going to be exactly the same. And if you don't use the right one, it's not going to work. At least not for you, not for your horse, not for your problem, not for your situation. And it's never what people want to hear. I mean, there's the easy way out. Just do one simple thing and you think you got it fixed. No, I'm afraid it's not quite that simple. Generally, it requires a little bit of effort on your part. Well, I suppose there's another part to what could give you the right answer, or the answer you're going to end up with is, how important is it to you to actually rectify the problem? Well, how much do you want it fixed? Do you want it just okay, or do you want it really good? And then, of course, there's the, how much effort are you willing to put in to solve the problem? Well, you combine those along with all the other variables, and the answer to your solution and fixing your problem, you know, it depends. And I'm prompted to talk about this because recently I've been working with somebody here that's, well, they're relatively new to horses, and their horse is new to them. And they asked for my help. And I got to admit, it's been quite a pleasure. They pay attention. They listen, they're willing, they're smart. Great person to work with, I think. And, well, we've been running into some little problems with the horse. And it's like, well, you know what? I don't necessarily have the answer, but I can point you in the right direction and tell you what you need to watch for in order to eventually come up with the answer that you need. Well, it kind of goes along with this stuff. It all depends. I can't just give them one answer to solve their problem because it might not work. And, well, as it turned out, today was a pretty good example. We were working on something entirely different and solved a problem. It wasn't one we were working on. Something completely different. But it's like, well, things are all connected. I've said that many times. Everything is connected. And, well, sometimes when you fix one problem, you actually end up taking care of a few others in the process because, well, they're all connected, and sometimes your one problem causes 10 different symptoms. So never a simple answer. You got to figure it out. You got to, I guess that kind of goes back to what I did that video I talked about, horsemen are experimenters. We have to see what does and doesn't work. The horse helps us along there. And, well, in order to get your answer, that's kind of what you got to do, and that's part of this whole depends thing. Well, you got to experiment a little, see what works, figure it all out, because it depends. There's just no one right answer. Have a good day and give it some thought.